Hey guys, Ellie Hudson here on Close Encounters of a Geek Mind. Today we are going to be discussing Ahsoka Tano and why it is that she has gone from a controversial new character to one of the most beloved characters in the Star Wars universe. When we first meet Ahsoka, it's in the Clone Wars movie and she is 14 years old. She is very much the embodiment of most strong 14-year-olds, brash, gung-ho, and maybe a little annoying. Gee, I wonder where she gets that from. Does it remind you of anyone? This is where she gets the afflicted and affectionate nickname Snips, and only Anakin is allowed to call her that. She also starts calling him Sky Guy, and he's not too fond of it at first either. We see her in the movie grow and come to understand that patience is a huge factor in the success of a mission, but also not to let the patience outweigh the severity or urgency of a situation. Quickly you see that, though she is placed with Anakin, she also takes into account what Obi-Wan says as well. Here's where I personally start to love her. She really takes in everyone's point of view, not just hers. And that is a huge lesson that you can take with you for real life. Looking at your superiors for guidance is good, but to look at the whole picture and get as much information from as many people as you can, that is a big deal. It can broaden your mind and help you really get a full view of what's going on. Soon, the movie gets turned into a series and we're off. Through 7 seasons of the Clone Wars, we see Ahsoka grow and develop into this intelligent, caring, and determined young woman. Her bond with Anakin is unbreakable through the series. Here are some highlights of her career as a Jedi. Season 2, Episode 6, Weapons Factory. In this episode, her and Barriss take down a weapons plant on Geonosia. You really get to see the difference in Anakin's teaching style to the other Jedi Masters. He isn't willing to accept Ahsoka's demise, and he places more faith in her than most Masters do to their Padawans. Most Masters are to resign and let their Padawans go with the Force if that is what is called for. So if they were in danger and they pass away, it's an honor to become one with the Force. Though Anakin can see that, his attachments can be his biggest blessing and curse. His attachment with Ahsoka is so great that he would do whatever it takes to save her life. But he also is very sure of the skills and training that he and Obi-Wan have bestowed upon her, so he knows that she's going to make it through. Season 3, Episodes 16 and 17, Altar of Mortis and Ghosts of Mortis. In these episodes, Ahsoka is challenged with the dark side as well as Anakin. The brother infects her mind and the sister gives her life to save Ahsoka. Once this is done, Ahsoka and Obi-Wan have to work hard to get Anakin back to their side. Season 5, Episode 9, A Necessary Bond. In this episode, Ahsoka and a few other Padawans were captured and hunted. This is the best example of Ahsoka's growth. You see the patience and leadership that she has learned from Obi-Wan and the strength and planning that she has learned from Anakin. This shows that there are more than a few ways of doing things and that it is easier together and life means something. Season 5, Episode 20, The Wrong Jedi. This episode shows how the Jedi recall a judgment placed upon Ahsoka. They determine that she is the culprit of the bombing and she should be removed from the Jedi Order. The next day, which is where this episode occurs, they repeal their decision and determine that with evidence that Anakin has brought forth, that this isn't true. Feeling betrayed and hurt from this decision, coupled with all of the feelings that she's had against the Jedi Order, she decides to leave. To me, this is the absolute show of strength and humanity in her character. Ahsoka was so conflicted with the Order, and this just seals her decision. Although Anakin tries to bring her back, she ultimately holds firm and leaves the Order. Some interesting tidbits. The bird that follows the sister is very reminiscent of the birds that are native to the Togruta homestead. This is important to me because you see the connection between the sister and Ahsoka furthered. The difference between the sister and her embodiment and the owl is that they are in green colors, which is very reminiscent of the sister's color palette, whereas the owls native to the Togruta homestead are purples and blues. This shows the connection further and deeper through color symbolism of Ahsoka and the sister. all of season 7. These were great episodes, and I'm glad that they brought the series back to give it a full and proper send-off. Though Ahsoka was not a Jedi anymore, she became a general and aided the Mandalorians in the siege of Mandalore. The fact that she stuck to her guns and didn't kill any of the clones outright at the end of the battle was a big move. Even Rex tells her that they don't feel the same, that they will take her out in any chance that they get. But it is important to Ahsoka not to harm them because they're not in their right minds, and she is very steadfast in not taking unnecessary lives. In the standalone Ahsoka novel, we learn that even though she tried to stay out of the fray, she ends up becoming one of the strongest and most influential leaders in the rebel forces. Throughout the later part of the Rebel series, we come to discover Ahsoka again. She proves to have the fierceness of Anakin and the patience and understanding of Obi-Wan. And she, in my opinion, she essentially becomes the Gandalf of Star Wars. This is because she basically becomes an overarching character that sees a lot. There's portals that Ezra discovered, and though it is not confirmed, it is believed by many that these are portals to change time, and she has now become the guardian of that. All in all, I find I love Ahsoka because of her strength in being mortal. And I say this because she's not trying to reach for power, and she's not trying to get eternal life. All she wants to do is help people survive and to live, and she will do anything in her power to make sure that that happens. Though she may not actually be human, she has the best characteristics of humanity, in my opinion. She owns her mistakes, leads with love, and understands that mistakes do not make up a person, but the way they choose to handle their situations do. She probably has one of the best character developments and storylines of all fictional characters. You really get to see her start and finish, and there's ample growth, which is huge because that is real life. But what do you think? Tell me what you guys think or any opinions you might have in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. Until next time.